All right, let's talk about a film that basically defined a decade of ambition and excess. We're doing an explainer on the iconic 1987 movie Wall Street.
And we have to start with the most famous line in the whole film. This quote from Gordon Gekko, it's not just some throwaway dialogue. It is the beating heart of this movie. It perfectly captured the feeling of the 1980s, right? An era where people were starting to argue that maybe, just maybe, relentless self-interest wasn't a bad thing, but the very thing that made the world go round.
So, really, this is a story about two guys. You've got Bud Fox. He's young, he's hungry, he's desperate to make it big. And then you have the man he looks up to, Gordon Gekko. Gekko isn't just playing the game anymore, he is the game. Okay, so let's set the scene with Bud. He's on Wall Street, which to him is the center of the universe. But he's not really in it. He's on the outside looking in, just grinding away and getting absolutely nowhere. To Bud, 50 grand a year, that's a joke. It's just enough to keep him in a crummy apartment in Queens, when he knows the real life, the life he wants, is happening in a Manhattan penthouse. He is just drowning in ambition and looking for any way out.
And what's really fascinating here is you can see how Bud is getting pulled in two completely different directions. On one shoulder, he's got his actual dad, Carl, an honest, blue-collar guy who believes in building things, in hard work. But on the other shoulder is his idol, Gekko, who thinks all of that is a waste of time. For Gekko, the only thing that matters is information.
So Bud decides he's got to meet his hero. He gets on the phone and starts this relentless, almost obsessive mission to just get 5 minutes with the guy. This number says it all, 39. That's how many days in a row Bud calls Gekko's office. It's that insane persistence that finally gets him in the door. And he does not waste this opportunity. He gives Gekko a little piece of secret information he overheard from his dad about Blue Star Airlines. It's a court ruling that nobody knows about yet. And that is exactly the kind of edge a guy like Gekko lives for. And boom, that's it. Bud just crossed a major line. This is the central crime of the whole movie. By giving Gekko that tip, he's committing insider trading. His ambition has officially shoved him into illegal territory. Well, the tip works like a charm. Gekko makes a quick buck, and he sees that hunger in Bud's eyes. So he makes him an offer. You become my guy on the inside. You bring me information, and I will give you everything you've ever dreamed of. And just like that, Bud's life completely changes. We're talking a multi-million-dollar trading account, a penthouse on the east side, the gorgeous girlfriend, Dorian, he's in. He's living the life he's only read about in magazines, and it is intoxicating.
So Bud becomes Gekko's protege, learning a system that's built from the ground up on corruption. The playbook is simple, really. Spy, make illegal trades, hide the money, and enjoy the ride. And Gekko's demand is always the same. Astonish me.
And through all this, Bud starts to see who Gekko really is. He's not a builder. He's not creating anything. He's a corporate raider. He finds companies, buys them, and then just carves them into little pieces, selling off the assets for a quick profit. And he doesn't care who gets hurt in the process. So Bud gets this big idea. He thinks he can finally do something good, something his dad would be proud of. He pitches Gekko on buying Blue Star Airlines, the company his father works for. He actually thinks he can save it. And this is the turning point. This is where the whole story pivots. Bud thinks he can use Gekko's dark arts for a good cause. But he's about to get a very painful lesson in what happens when greed stops being an idea and starts costing real people their livelihoods. This slide just lays out the cold, hard truth of Gekko's betrayal. In public, he tells the unions he's going to save the airline, protect jobs, but behind the scenes, his plan is just total destruction. He's going to sell everything, fire everyone, and this is the worst part, raid the company's $75 million pension fund. To Gekko, this isn't personal. It's just business. It's a zero-sum game. For him to win big, someone else has to lose big. He's not making money, he's just moving it from their pockets into his. Well, that betrayal just hits Bud like a punch to the gut. He realizes Gekko has been playing him like a grand piano the entire time. And now, seeing his own father about to lose everything, Bud decides it's time to fight back. So he cooks up this unbelievably risky scheme, using every single dirty trick that Gekko taught him. He secretly gets in bed with Gekko's biggest rival, starts manipulating the stock price to tank, gets the unions on his side. He's setting the perfect trap. And it works. The trap snaps shut. Gecko totally panics, thinks the company's worthless, and sells everything at a massive loss. And in that exact second, Wildman swoops in, buys the company on the cheap, and saves the day. Bud used Gecko's own greed to bring him down.
But here's the thing. This is a story about consequences. Bud might have won that battle, but you don't get to play in this world and just walk away clean. In the end, the law catches up with both of them. Gecko gets investigated, and Bud, well, he turns himself in and gets arrested for all the crimes he committed along the way. And what makes this movie so incredible is how real it is. The character of Gordon Gekko was largely based on a real guy named Ivan Boesky, and right before the movie came out, Boesky was fined this exact amount, $100 million for insider trading. He'd even given a speech where he said greed is all right, which directly inspired Gekko's famous line. And that leaves us with the film's big, lingering question, one that's just as relevant today as it was back then. Do guys like Gecko actually make the system better by getting rid of failing companies? Or are they just predators, destroying value and transferring wealth from the many to the few? The movie doesn't give you an easy answer, and that's exactly why we're still talking about it.